Hey everyone, Egman here with another video. Today we've got kind of like the odds and ends of the cards that dropped, what, 3 days ago? Essentially, and I don't exactly remember which ones right now that they haven't covered exactly, so there might be some repeats, but we're just going to go over the extra cards that they've dropped from this set. A lot of them just kind of like, they're like, here's all the like green and yellow cards and additional multicolored stuff as well, because it's not as easy anymore now that there's multicolors for them to say, oh, here's all the red cards and here's all the green cards and stuff. So just a bunch of the cards they didn't want to feature. We still don't have cards from this set. I think they said there are going to be 3 secret rares and 10 campaign rares. So we know what the campaign rares are, but we don't know what they do yet. 5 of them are going to be new extra cards that are like signature attacks, and the other 5 are going to be the reimagined leaders. So yeah, but we're going to go down this list. It has all the cards that they announced this past week, but there are some repeats from my previous videos. Okay, first one I know for sure we didn't cover is Android 19 Energy Fiend. So it's a 1-drop and one active main once per turn. Choose 1 card in your hand, place in your drop area, draw 1. So this is kind of like the 1-drop. What is it, Pan? That does the same, like the baby pan that does the same thing. And I think some other cards have this as well. So this one's all right. It doesn't gain card advantage, but it does let you cycle through stuff. So it could be good if you need to get like a combination of stuff in your drop area and you need the cycle. But it doesn't generate value, which kind of sucks. So like even if it was just like a play once and you draw 1, that's kind of better most of the times, especially with how much removal that's going to be happening this next set. Next up, we've got this Android 18. It's a critical barrier 3-drop. This one actually seems pretty not bad, especially with the like this is successor stuff. And I don't remember exactly, but I believe some cards bring like the Android 18s back. Yeah, definitely. There's definitely a card that brings the Android 18s back, like a 3-cost one, because the Deadly Defender was the immediate one that made sense, but this also has barrier and it's a 20k crit, so this could be a good target for whatever card that is now. We'll probably see it. I think we already saw this one, but like just being able to KO something with barrier 2 or less on a 2-drop is nice. And then also like if you're playing multicolor, like having additional stuff, they want to get rid of it. That's nice. Okay, Android 13. So this is really cool. They're putting some more support into Android 13, which didn't really get a lot of support previously. They've been slowly trickling stuff like the 14, 15 that if you have the leader, you draw 1. But we've got this new 4-drop. And it just also is like androids in general are just green yellow now, I guess, because a lot of cards have that. But Union Absorb for 1 green, 1 yellow. Choose 1 Android 14 card and 1 Android 15 card in your drop area. Place them under this card. If your later card is Android card, choose up to 1 Android 13 card in your hand with an energy cost of 7 or less and play it on top of this card. So you just go into the you can go into the old one or the new one. Is that right? Actually, let me make sure. We're gonna live here. And we go to cards and then Android 13. There we go. Okay, yeah. So you can go into the old Android 13, but there's also another one coming up. Don't look at that one. We're gonna talk about it. But also, if your leader card is an Android card at the end of turn, end of a battle in which you combo with this card from your hand, play this card in rest mode. So that's the other good thing about this card. If you're playing defensively, you can get this. You can fulfill this on turn 3. You just keep 2 energy open. They swing. You combo this out. You protect it, and then you just use 1 green, 1 yellow to go into it next turn. So I think this is a good card and will help with the archetype a lot. Next up, we've got this quick sweep. Okay, I think we've already talked about this one. Yeah, because this one can help successor a lot. 1-drop Topo Gaze of Justice. If your leader card is a Universe 11 card, when you play this card or is placed in your drop area from a battle area by a skill, your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand, placed in the drop area, and you can't activate this skill for duration of the turn. So this one's pretty not too bad. Yes, because you're able to gain card advantage, and you can like double, like this card can go +2 essentially, right? And if you play it and then it survives till next turn, then you can just use successor and then it also kicks in too. So it kind of just has that protection because you can just play it on turn 1, not swing with it, which means that your opponent can only really get rid of it with a skill. And then you can, I mean, unless they give it -5k, because I'd have to re-look into all that nonsense between it's really just this one drop green Broly that gets the pass, right? The of if this guy is sent to, let's see, yeah, this what is this? When this is removed from a battle area by a skill are KO'd. So removed from the battle area or placed in a drop area by a skill. Okay, so the game mechanic places it in the drop area, but the skill is what removes it. I think that's what they said. I don't know. So this probably won't survive. Like, you probably won't get the proc with if it gets minus 5k, but any other skills you can go for it. All right. Also, one drop Cochette. So both these all one drops as well, which are nice because I know that there's some Universe 11 support that specify 2 or less, like just being able to play these 2 or lesses. So the fact that this can gain card advantage because the skills are negated, but if you play this and then you switch to your opponent's turn, then it's gonna have its skill back on. You can make them drop cards. All right, Cochette. So active main, if your leader card is Universe 11, you have a Universe 11 card in play, and you choose one card in your hand, place in your drop area. You can play this card from your drop area, and you can't play it for the duration of the turn. So this is really nice for just getting extra cards. Like, you just play a card without using energy, right? That's good enough. And then you can help with either successor, or if you need some enough cards on the field for there's gonna the old Jiren that you need enough cards on the battlefield for everyone that's on there, you get reduced. This can help you out there without having to use energy. Also get the one drop Zorei, Justice Spin. So active main, if you have a Universe 7 card in play and you send this card from your drop area to your warp, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with any cost of 1 and KO it. Yeah, so this can just be really helpful, especially for getting rid of Black Massane or something. Seems good. And then we have Avian Assault Ganos. If your lead card is green at the end of battle, once you combo with this card from your hand, play this card in rest mode. And then so this is so it's a 10k, so it's not like they're like the original ones that do this effect, but also auto, you can choose one of your battle cards placed in your drop area. When you play this card, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less and KO it. So that's really nice. Being able to just blow up something during the combo step has always been a really powerful effect. You do have to go -1 energy and -1 card in hand, and because you have to choose one. Oh, sorry, not card in hand. You also have to go -1 on field, so it's not super broken, and it's also restricted to green cards. So I actually don't think this card is going to be too good. It's just really specific, but it's still battle card removal. And I guess you can use this Ganos with you can play it with Topo, and then Topo gets rid of it, but there's not a green Universe 11 leader yet, right? Because it's strictly yellow. They didn't get the Surge leader, right? I don't think they did. Belmont double devastation. So blocker active main, choose 3 of your battle cards placed in the owner's drop area. You can play this card from your hand, and when you play this card, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So this okay. 3 battle cards seems a little bit crazy for me. I think that's a little bit too much. I mean, I guess you can use so if you have Topo and you use Cochette for free, you can get them out, and then Topo can also make them lose a card in hand. But this seems, I don't know, it just seems like a little bit too much. I almost would say KO ignoring barrier, but I don't know. We'll see if it is. I just think 3 is too much for that guy. Next up, we've got I don't think we've talked about this card. So it's Artificial Impact. It's the new extra combo cards. So they all have this. Choose one of your leader or battle cards, active battle, and it gets plus 5k power for duration of the turn, and you can use its active battle without from your hand without paying its energy cost, which is super nice. So it just means this has a combo cost. They're gonna surely put a combo cost on extra cards verbatim ones, right? They're eventually gonna do that, I feel like. But if your leader card is green, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, KO it. Then choose one card in your opponent's hand and place it in their drop area. That's pretty nasty for just one card. You go +2, and it's just anything. So I think I mean once again, 3 energy is a whole big cost, but I could see if it's needed to running 1 or 2 of them. We already talked about Flash Bomber. Okay, then we already talked about this Jiren leader. All right, Android 20. I don't remember if we talked about this card. So when you play this, draw 1, and then for 3 energy, you can place this card in its owner's drop area, and then you choose up to 1 Android 17 and 1 Android 18 card with energy cost of 4 or less from your drop area and play them. So you can play the 2 new ones we already saw. Also, we can use this Android 18 under your skin. I don't know if we talked about this one either. Oh yeah, because it's in the expert deck. Okay. But yeah, you just play it and then active battle once per turn, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, switch to rest mode, which is super nice, especially like just having this on the field. And if they have like a big field, they have to like you can just like tap things preemptively. Let's see, Android 7. Oh, I don't think we talked about this one. So if your leader card is an Android card, your opponent has a battle card in play with energy costs greater than their greater than their current energy. Jeez, and you have no cards in play in your battle area. You can play this card from your hand without paying its energy cost. So that's cool. And then when you play this card, choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards, negate skills tradition of the turn, and it can't be switched to active mode during your opponent's next charge phase. Just the fact that this is a 3-drop that can be played before. Just be played for free in the right circumstances is going to be good for successor, so that's nice. And just being able to negate, like if they have some like big threat, you can just play this card, negate their skills, and they also can't attack with it either next turn. So I think this card is going to be pretty nice. You do have to have an Android card, but it's probably like one of the good cards that's going to be in the green yellow. Android 14 Stoic Fists. So if your leader card is Android 13 and you choose this card in your hand and one Android 15 card in your hand and place them in your drop area, you can choose up to 2 cards in your life, add them to your hand, draw one, then your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and place it in the drop area. This card does a whole bunch, but I really like it. It just accelerates the whole archetype in general. And like most of the Android 14s, you have to like they have like combo costs associated with them, but you can just put this in your drop area for free, and you also awaken. Because if you look at the, let me see, Android 13, boom, leader. So if you look at this guy, he can awaken at 6 or less if you have an Android 14 and 15 in your drop area. So you can just like awaken on turn 1 with this guy for no energy as long as you get both these cards. That seems really strong, and then you become a 15k and you just draw 2 more cards, and like you get attacks now whenever you swing with it too. So it seems really good. Almost necessary for the archetype now, I think, for it. So and you go actually, what, you get to draw 1 card, your opponent drops a card, and you get to draw 2 more, and then you awaken, so you draw 5 cards, your opponent loses 1, you're awakened, but you also you have to drop 1, I guess, so you go +4, and your opponent goes -1. That seems super strong. Okay, next, Android 15 Vicious Vendetta. So if your leader card is green at the end of battle in which you combo this card from your hand, play this card in rest mode. Choose 1 or 2 cards in your life and add them to your hand. When you play this card during your opponent's turn, choose up to 1 of your green energy and switch it to active mode. This is actually really nice, just like a self-awakener. And it's like, what, you just have to have a leader, like a green leader that's running any yellow energy, any green energy. And then you just have like a free 10k combo that comes out. So that seems super nice. Like you can't use the untapping ability to like it's only when this card is played, right? So it's not when you combo it and you get the energy for free. So that can be kind of awkward for like awakening, or not awakening, for like arrival cards. But the fact that you can like combo this for free and also help self awaken, I think is good. Next up, Hellfighter 17, the Neutralizer. So counterplay, play this card during your opponent's turn, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. So it's a 2-drop, and then when you play this card or is placed in the drop area by a battle skill, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, negate its skills for duration of the turn. This is super good. It's not exactly like Cold Bloodlust or Frost Deadly Poison, because your opponent will still get their when you play this card ability when they do it, because it's a auto speed and not a counterplay speed that negates the skill. But they also get a round deflect, so a little give and take. But this seems good, and also the fact that you can have 2 energy open, play this card, and then you have a 3-drop off next turn for successor stuff. I think it's good. I think it's a good card. Next up, Jiren, Righteous Leader. I think we already talked about this. Yeah, we already talked about him and him. Okay, Khalifa, the time has come. So when you play this card, choose a 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barriers, switch to rest mode. That's okay for 2 energy. And active battle once per turn. This card gets plus 5k power for duration. Then choose up to 1 Kale or Kaba card with energy cost 2 or less in your hand. Play it with its skill negated for the duration of the turn. So this, I think there's a Kale that synergizes with this. But yeah, just being able to cheat out a Kale Arcaba for 1 energy is great, and then even if their skills are negated, and then you can like do what's it like your Union Fusion with them too. We already talked about Kunchi, Voyon, a 5k blocker. Okay, I mean like this is an okay card to get like for a skills negated card because it's going to be active. Like its skills going to be back next turn on your opponent's turn when it really matters. Okay, Trio of Dangers, Mark of the Wolf. So this card's super interesting. So if your leader card isn't a Universe 9 card, so spoilers, there's only one. We're gonna look at it right now. So Universe 9, there it is. No, seriously, come on. What is it? Oh man, I'm Bergamo. There we go. All right, Bergamo. There he is. This is only Universe 9 leader, and it's one of the really lame ones, which just, when this card attacks leader, draw 1, it's untapped 2, and then also has the permanent, when Lavender and Basil are in play in your battle area, your opponent's leader card cannot attack this card, and then still when this card attacks, draw 1. So, so this has all 4 of them on it, so you can just, if you play this, your opponent can't attack your leader, which is nice. It has Deflect, and then also if your leader card is Universe 9, so that part, when you play this card, choose up to 2 blue Universe 9 cards with different names and any cost of 4 or less from your deck, and play them with their skills negated for the duration of the turn, then shuffle your deck. So maybe if I put in, Trio. Okay, yeah. So we got, so you can get like Bergamo, Basil, or Lavender, maybe it's Basil, or Lavender. All these cards have great effects when, Bergamo, if this card's in rest mode, your opponent's battle cards can only attack this card, so if you have 2 of them out, there's kind of like a lock. And when Lavender and Basil are in play, all Trio of Dangers in your battle area gain barrier. So if you, the quick thing you can do is you play Trio of the Dangers, use this, and then you get out this Trio of the Dangers Bergamo, and then everything has barrier. This since the other one is Lavender and Basil at the same time, Bergamo has barrier, and this card has barrier as well. So that's super good. So it has Deflect, and then it comes out, and then you get that. And then which one would be better of these two? This is just a dual attacker, and then Lavender. When this card attacks, if another Trio of Dangers in play in your battle area, choose up to one of your opponent's battle card with energy cost 4 or less and KO it. Okay. Both these are alright. I guess it's just when you matter, but you definitely want to get this Bergamo out on turn 4. And then, next turn, you can play another one, and then your opponents are pretty much locked out of the game. And then there's also, there's 2 other things, so this field card, if you have all 3 in play, negate the skills of all your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 4 or less in their battle area. So that's really good, and can be procced off a single card. And then also this Brothers of Terror Bergamo. This is a 5-drop, so you can't get it for free. But if Lavender and Basil are in play in your battle area, your opponent cannot place cards in their energy area. So also super good. And so this card just boots up the entire engine. Just the fact that they're all 3 characters, it just enables so many cards. And it'll be really interesting to see if this can revive the deck. I don't know if it is. It's really tough when it's only one card that tries to fix an entire archetype, but we'll see if this can carry the entire Universe 9 on its back. but to just say this card's really exciting, and I definitely want to try out with it, so we'll see how it goes. Let's see, Marsarita, Adorable Assailant. So if your leader card is yellow, and this is a Universe 11 card as well, when you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and negate skills for duration of the turn. If the chosen card is in rest mode, it can't be switched to active mode during your opponent's next charge phase. And if you have green energy, when this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, choose one card in your opponent's hand placed in the drop area. It's opponent's skill, which sucks, and I don't think this card's good. I'm gonna just keep moving. I think we already talked about this. Yeah, Justice Blast seems strictly worse than the other one, right? Because I think it's, do we have it in a drop green extra card? Yeah, okay. So Artificial Impact, for the same energy cost, you get to KO something ignoring barrier, and then they have to drop a card in their hand. but Justice Impact or Justice Blast, you have to choose one. It has to be in rest mode, and then you negate their skills and KO it. So like the strict, like it's indestructible. You can't get around in some other permanents. So like this is better removal, but it's also like it's more definite removal, but it's more specific at the same time because they have to be in rest mode. Whereas this card does the same thing almost. It doesn't get rid of indestructible cards, but it also makes your opponent go -1 in their hand too. So like this one I think is underpowered. I think this one could be better. Light bullet, so negate the attack, then you may choose 2 of your battle cards, switch in rest mode. If you switch 2 battle cards to rest mode, your opponent can only attack with battle cards 1 more time for duration of the turn. This is a really interesting one. Just the fact like this is a Nimbus, but you don't have to discard a card. Instead, you have to like endanger your other battle cards. But I think this is okay. Yeah, it's probably okay. Like, and the other thing is that it's not restricted to any color stuff either, or any leaders. I'm trying to think like when this, like you could have like some like deadly defenders out, I guess, and then have them not attack, and then just use this card. I don't know. It seems kind of specific, but it's nice that we have like another Nimbus-like effect that's not Nimbus, I guess. But in general, I think Nimbus is probably still the better card. Mind Expansion. So active battle, if your leader card is a Universe 11 card, choose one of your leader, gets plus 10k power and critical for duration of the battle. All right. Nothing too fancy. Already talked about Bobbity. Okay, Deborah, Darkness Perfected. So counterplay, play this card. If all your energy is black, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand in your hand and drop area by 1. I actually think I think we already talked about this one because I talked about how this is actually probably pretty bad because you can't recycle it with like Hachiak stuff. Yeah, okay, I think we already talked about it. I think this is still a cool counterplay. Just it's not good in Hachiak. It's less good in Hachiak because it's a 2-drop and drop. Okay, Yakone. We haven't talked about him. So this card gets plus 5k power for each card placed under it. When this card attacks, choose 2 cards in your hand and place them under this card. At the start of the main phase, if there are 4 more cards under this card, place this card in its owner's drop area. So that's really interesting. So you can, if you have 1 card in hand, I think you can just place it under there, right? Because they wouldn't do it like this otherwise. I think if you only have 1 card in hand, you can just place it under this card because you're fulfilling as much as you can. But maybe you can't. I'd have to get a real ruling about that. But this could be a 25k by itself, and it gets rid of your hand, which is good for this archetype, if you didn't realize that already. And then we also have Poi Poi, Devious Disruptor. So barrier, permanent if your leader card is black, and you have 2 or less cards in hand, your opponent can't activate counterplay skills. That's super duper good. Just having this out here, and then they can't play like a Champa to stop like your like your Boos from cycling around and all that. This seems pretty good. Yeah, just in general, this seems like a nice card, and it can be used in any deck like that too. Like you can use like Wild Theory, so you can use this in like Shenron, and then you can arrive or assemble the squad this out, and then as long as you have 2 or less cards in hand, the next card you play is just safe. So that seems like a good like way to protect your cards from counterplays, because as counterplays are getting more and more relevant as we go on. So neat card. And maybe if in like Shenron decks, maybe like it could be like a new -Killy zone because you can play this for free with assembling the squad. And then we've got Sopopovis Shinyamu, just another free like 20k zero combo cost, which sucks, but there's that. Okay, yeah. So this Bobbity is important. So if all your energy is black and you have 2 or more energy, choose 1 card in your hand, place it in your drop area. When you play this card, choose up to 1 Deborah, Poi Poi, Yakone, or Majin Buu card in your drop area with any cost of 2 or less and play it, and you can't play this for duration of the turn. So this, I guess, is also nice. I mean, Deborah becomes a 2-drop, so you can get it back with Bobbity, I guess, which is still good. But I mean, this only gets its effect during your opponent's turn, so I mean, I don't know why they did that. That just seems like such a bad idea, because you'd never really want to do Deborah. You'd maybe get Yakone, and maybe like you'd probably get Poi Poi because he seems really good. But yeah, you can't get Bibbidi back, so you can't cycle your super combos. And then we already know about all the Buu cards. What's next? Yeah, there's the Boos, blah blah blah. Yeah, do we know? I don't think we know about this one. So this is an evolve for 3 on just a Majin Buu, and when a card evolves in this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and place it under this card. Okay. Meh. That's okay, I guess. Nothing too crazy. Okay, this would be the 2-drop Majin Buu, because then this can immediately go into a 3 or 4 drop, or a 3 or 6 from your drop. Yeah, because like it just gets out. It just starts the whole cycle. So being able to use Bobbity to recycle it and restart the cycle again is really nice. Demonic Scream Majin Buu. So activate, choose one Majin Buu card in your battle area and place under this card from your hand. If you have no battle card, or if you have no cards in your hand, choose up to one Majin Buu card in your battle area. Switch to active mode. All right, let me read that. So choose one Majin Buu card in your battle area and place this card under it from your hand. If you have no cards in your hand, choose up to one Majin Buu card in your battle area and switch to active mode. Okay, so like if this is like the last card in your hand, you can like use it for another swing. And this isn't like a once per turn thing. This Majin Buu archetype seeing is getting a lot of support. It seems to be getting better. The more cards we're seeing. And then, so Majin Buu Virtuous Demon. So when you play this card, look at the top 7 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to one black Majin Buu card among them, add to your hand, then shuffle. That's nice. Capricious Onslaught. So choose up to one of your leader cards or battle cards that gets plus 10k power for duration of the battle. Then if it's your turn, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and place it under a Majin Buu card in your area. Dang. Just like strict removal like that without any like care. That's super good. It's it's during your turn only, and then you have to you choose a Majin Buu, so you can't just. But this could be like used with like the traditional Majin Buu cards too, right? Oh, it's in battle area. It's not. It has to be battle area. It doesn't care about leader area. So still, this is all right. This is pretty good. Demonic Absorption. So if your leader card is black, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and send it to their owner's warp. Okay. And then it's an extra combo, so there's that. Petrification. We may have talked about this. If your leader card is black, negate the attack, and you may choose one card from your hand and place it in your drop area. If you place a card in your drop area, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and it can't attack. Be placed in your opponent's combo area or activate skills until the end of your turn. Next turn. That seems good. Yeah, so it's like it doesn't KO the card, but it prevents it from attacking and or being like combo fought, especially because it continues on to the next turn as well. That seems pretty good. All right, Divine Favor. So we got a new desire. If your leader card is Shenron card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards at any cost of 3 or less, ignoring barrier, shuffle to the owner's deck. All right, cool. Just generic removal that you can use for free. I think that's good. There's that. Unexpected Recovery, another desire. So if your leader card is a Shenron card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards at any cost of 2 or less. Choose up to one of your battle cards with any cost of 2 and 15k power. Switch it to active mode, and it gets plus 5k power for duration of the turn. All right. So this is like you can restand something, which I guess is okay. And then it gets plus 5k power. So it gets the boost, so you can't just keep recycling this on one card because now it's a 20k. And it's a strict 15k power, but I have no doubt that there's a way to abuse this. But yeah, I think that's like, let me see. If you just look at 2 drops, what would be like a good candidate for this? Something that has like a really good like, I don't know. So it's a 2-drop battle card. Something with crit would be super nice, or like double strike. Yeah, I'm not saying. Oh, there's like that new. Let's see. There's like a 2-drop blue Goku, right? Yeah, this one. All right, cool. So, like, this would be a really good one for it. So you can do. Yeah, you can't play it other than revive, and then for 1 blue, 1 green, this card gets plus 10k power and triple strike for duration of the battle. But then. We got to switch it to active mode, so that sucks. So you can like swing once, and then you can use it, and then you do its active battle, and then it's a 30k triple strike. I don't know. That doesn't seem good. I don't know. Something's probably good with this. It's just not immediately clear to me. All right, so now we've got the rest of like the multicolored cards. So we've got this red green super combo. So super combo, if your leader card is a red or green at the end of a battle in which you combo with this card from your hand, play this card. All right, cool. You get Nop out for free, and you like just the fact like you get a free like red green super combo as well is super good as well. Like does the Raditz archetype? It doesn't really care about having Nop out there, right? There's nothing that really... I mean, the fact that you can use this card to find Nappa is great, but then also, this card has just really hard time getting card advantage, so maybe that's rough. Alright, so that's that one, but just the fact that you get a free summon is nice. Red-blue, it's Zamasu, which probably helps the Zamasu archetype enough just because it's this guy, but if your leader card is blue or yellow, when you combo this card from your hand, choose it to one of your opponent's leader or battle cards, switch to rest mode. The fact that this can switch a leader card into rest mode is great because that almost, unless they're swimming with this leader, unless they've swung with their leader, this almost guarantees that you go +1 in the fact that they get one less attack, and they also don't get their, when this card attacks, draw. So that seems super nice. I guess it depends on when you do it, because, if you're doing a Surge Leader, it won't matter as much, but I think this one's good, and the fact that it's, has the Masu and it's multicolored and all that makes sense. Next up, we've got Celestial Union Kefla. So it's critical, so you can Union Patora this on a blue Kale and a yellow Khalifa. And when you play this card against dual attack for duration of the turn, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards ignoring barriers, switch to rest mode, and it can't be switched to active mode during your opponent's next charge phase. This seems a lot better than the promo Kefla we got, because you like immediately get some pressure with it. Whereas this guy... Let's see. Yeah, this is just like a big old 30k that just sits there and doesn't really, just does pressure over time. Where this but that's not really the archetype that Universe 6 is going for. They're trying to be really aggressive, so this really puts that forward, and just like the idea of, oh, I'm getting 2 crit attacks on you, and you get one less card, like I KO a card for a turn, right? Because it's, just sitting there. So I think this card's good. Hit in Cold Blood. Oh man, this card's super cool. So it's triple strike, permanent reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1 for each of your battle cards that are blue and or yellow. And it's not specific to either Universe 11 or anything it's just blue and yellow cards in your field. So this can be reduced down to a 4-drop. It's also Universe 7, so if you want to put this in Zeno, you totally can. Not that I would suggest it or anything, or not that I'm making a deck for it right now or anything, but yeah, this can be for free if you have 7 cards out in Zeno. That's the main idea. But when you play this card, flip your opponent's leader card to its front. If you do, your opponent can activate their leader card's Awaken or Wish until the end of their next turn, and this has triple strike. So the fact that Surge Leaders are going to be popular, at least being used right now, the fact that you can turn off their effects by unawakening them is fantastic. And I know a lot of leaders just feel safe because they have these really big effects they can use. You can just turn them off, and then you can feel a lot better about it. But it's also kind of double-edged with Surge Leaders, because you really want to make sure that you KO them. Otherwise, they have 2 more ways to use their effects. So yeah, definitely make sure you play this hit at the right time. But I think this card's really cool. Next, we've got this red-yellow Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku Saiyan Lineage. So barrier, energy exhaust. If your lead card is on its front side, reduce the energy cost in this. Reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1, and then auto when your leader card activates Awaken, draw 1 card. This gains plus 10k power for duration of the turn. All right, seems cool. Nothing super cool. I feel like this is kind of how maybe some of these bonus tags should have gotten, but this card's all right. It also becomes a... Okay, can you... I'm just thinking about this. I think... Alright, so when it activates Awaken, you draw 1 card, and this gains plus 10k power for duration of the turn. So it becomes a 25k red card, right? So you can play this card, Awaken, and then go into the Super Saiyan 4 immediately. I think you can. So I think maybe that's the idea of this card, that you can just go into the SS4 Like it's just a really good target for it. I would have to make sure that the timing makes sense, but I can see that's maybe why they made this card. Red, yellow, Super Baby 2. I'm not even gonna. I'm too tired. Something force. Active battle for 1 red, 1 yellow. Send this card from your drop area to your warp. Choose up to one of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards. Gets minus 15k power for duration of the battle. Then choose up to one of your leader cards. It gets plus 5k power for duration of the turn. This card seems super duper good. Just the fact that you're able to like threaten this active battle at any time, as long as it's still in your drop area, seems good. And it's just good for any like red yellow card. And the fact that you activate this effect from your drop area too is good. I can see this being a staple in like red Beerus, just because like especially since it has like a hard time getting card advantage sometimes. You just put this in your drop area, and then any like you can like surprise your opponent with it too. And giving something minus power in the battle phase can be make it so they can't do their effects and stuff. So or like it can blow up something on during the battle phase. So I think this card's good. It's not necessarily in the baby archetype, but it's a baby card. We Celestial Moderator. So the super combo, the red yellow one. If your leader card is red or yellow, when you combo this card from your hand, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, gets minus 10k power for duration of the turn. All right, so this just becomes like like from a point like a pure value base. Like this can be like a double super combo, and the fact that like the way I always consider super combos is you kind of have to think as they're like 15k cards because you do a 10k, and then like on average you get like a 5k combo to combo with it, right? So this becomes a 20k because it gives something minus 10k. Something also to with the new ruling is I believe this is how it works. Cooler, the red leader, this guy. So it's auto once per turn if your opponent's turn when the power of one of your opponent's battle cards is decreased by the skill of one of your battle cards, draw one. Unfortunately do not think this works with it because this is not considered a battle card when you combo with it. It's a combo card, so I don't think it works. If it does and they've changed their mind on it, let me know, but from this point I don't think it works like that. Alright, blue-green, so Super Saiyan Son Goku, another chance. Blocker, energy, exhaust, revive. When you play this card, choose any number of your opponent's battle cards with any cost of 5 or less that add up to the total energy cost of 5 or less and KO them. So super cool. You just play it, and then also if you revive it, you can just blow up more stuff. So, and since it's blocker, you can just kind of decide when you blow it up. Yep, that's about it. Seems cool. And we're almost done. I'm so tired. So we've got this Android 16 Imperfect Assassin. So you evolve it for 3 on another Android 16. Is there an Android 16 you can really cheat out for this? I think there's like there's some you can play for free if you okay. So you choose one. This one you can play for free. So you can choose one blue-green multicolored card in your energy, place in your drop area, play this card from your hand. Or you can use this Android 16. When a card in your energy is placed in your drop area by one of your skills, you may play this card from your hand. So you can get both these out on one tick, right? So you can do that and then evolve into this Imperfect Assassin. Or like you can just have this one chilling because your opponent doesn't want to KO this because there's a skill associated with it. Anyways, but then it's blocker, evolve, energy, exhaust. But sorry, not revive. But when a card evolves in this card, draw 2, and your opponent chooses one card in their hand and places in their drop area. Okay, so you evolve for 3 energy and you go +3. Not considering that you had to lose a card to evolve with it. This is probably all right. Android 18 Bionic Blitz. This is the blue-green super combo. If your lead card is blue-green, when you combo this card from your hand, your opponent chooses one card in their hand and places it at the bottom of their deck. Cool. This is probably good. It's just hand destruction. This still goes like +1. It's just hand destruction version of it. So any hand destruction version that's blue or green will run this probably 4 of on top of their already super combo. We already talked about Cell. All right. Did we talk about the 9 drop? I think we did already. You can talk about 6 drop. We already know about this guy. All right. Android 13. Okay. Like 30 minutes ago, I was talking about this boy. So double strike successor for 1 green, 1 yellow. on a 7 drop, which is a kind of a weird number, but you can get to it. And then also active main, like, so you can play like the first Android 7 or 13, and you can just successor on top, like this one for free because it's still a 7 drop. But active main once per turn, if your leader card is an Android 13 card and you choose 3 Android cards in your drop area and place them at the bottom of your deck in any order, which spoilers you will have because you have to have a 13, 14, 15 anyways for most of this stuff. What is it? Choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, KO it, then your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hand and places them in the drop area. So that's super neat. And if you look at... Nope. If you look at... these Android 13s. So if you look at the leader, you're going to get crit on your leader, which is nice. And if you look at the other 13, so let's say you already have one of these out. So when one of your opponent's battle cards is placed in the drop area from any area by a skill, by any of your skills other than this one, your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand and places it in the drop area. So this could potentially tick that 3 times. So that's like more card removal, and like this card pairs really well with the other 13, so like the idea of getting both these out at the same time is really good. And you can like kind of do that kind of well with like if you do Android 14, or no, sorry, 15. So Android 15 you can get out for free. That's a 3 drop. And then if you also have like the Frieza, the 4 drop Frieza, the green one, there we go. So if you KO a card, you can play this for free, and then you can also combo out the Android 15 for free. It's a 3 drop. Yeah, you can get this. You can get this out for free by taking cards from your life and comboing this on your opponent's turn. Oh no, it doesn't even have to be your opponent's turn, but I guess you get the energy back if it's your opponent's turn. So you can get these out. So you can get 2 cards out for free that add up to 7. And then you can just successor into the other 13 and just totally destroy their hands. So that's kind of neat, a neat little combo. Hopefully it all pans out. And that's going to be like a turn 3 play. Because turn 2 you get the other 17 out, and then turn 2 you get the other 13 out because of the new guy. Yeah, because of this guy. And then, I guess, sorry, you'd have to do it turn 3. This guy out on turn 3, and then the other one on turn 4. That's okay. That makes more sense. All right, Super 17 Hellstorm Unleashed. This card's also super deep. It's a 9 drop successor, so it's gonna be kind of hard to get out, but it's crit successor for only 3, despite its big cost. And then when you play this card, you choose cards in your opponent's life and place them in their drop area until they have 4 life left. And then when this card attacks, draw 1 card, then choose up to 2 of your opponent's cards and switch to the rest mode. So really neat effect. This can also go on top of like these Android 7 stuff, and so you can put cards into their drop area, and then if you do that, that can proc either the old 7 or just the leader effect in general, and then you can crit them and stuff. I don't know if it does enough, but it seems neat, and that's my stance. I don't know if we talked about this one yet, so we're going to. So successful for 2 green and yellow. If your leader card's an Android card, when this card attacks or is placed in the drop area by your battle area. When this is placed in your drop area from your battle area by a skill, draw 1, then choose one of your opponent's cards and switch to rest mode. So like with a lot of these cards, you can do like a successor chain. So you can get the 6 drop out, and then if you just play 3 more energy of stuff, which once again can easily be like this Android 15, then you can just go into this big old 17 and go from there. Alright, cool. And now we've got Jiren's Strength and Silence. So this is a big boy. So it's a successor for 5 to add up to 10, which is kind of a hefty cost, but it's a quad strike. And then auto choose 3 Universe 7 cards from your hand and or battle area and place them in your drop area. When you play this card, it isn't affected by your opponent's skills until the start of your next main phase. So that's fantastic. And what? So you play this card, and it kind of has like, like if someone's playing like Champa, they'll play at the same time, and then you can use this effect, and then it won't be affected by Champa anymore. So it gets around Champa, which is super nice, and just really a bunch of other stuff. And then it also it's been verified that negates and Mafuba also don't affect this card. So this just seems really, really good, and like this also pairs really well with this Android 17. because you can use this Android 17 to pretty much set up their life to have 4, and then use Jiren's to like just evolve Jiren on top of it, and then go ham. So you only need like 1 energy for it, which is super easy because you can just use that Coet that we talked about 30 minutes ago to play it, and then you have 10 energy. So that seems really viable and potentially like brutal. And then you can just have this big old 40k quad strike. All right, 6-drop Topo Mortality Surpassed. So like this also is like a good idea, like to go into this Jiren. You can use this Topo too, but it's yeah, for successor for 2 on a barrier. When you play this card, it's placed in your drop area from your battle area by a skill. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, negate this card's skill, then KO it. So super good. You're able to KO 2 cards. You can use this Topo, KO something, and then if they have like a barrier, like a blocker out to try to stop the Jiren, you can. This effect will proc again when you successor into Jiren and go from there. And then Dispo. So like once again, this is like successor can be like a big chain of stuff. So 4-drop successor for 1 yellow barrier. If your later card's universe 11 card when you play this card is placed in the drop area by a battle area by a skill, draw 1. So this draws you 2 for doing successor stuff, which you're doing anyways. And then the only Universe 2 card, which is a real shame, but it's Ribrianne, Massive Love. So it's a 4-drop, which also sucks. That's not a 5-drop. It's a rival for 1 green, green-yellow, and when you play this card, it is placed in your drop area by a skill. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with any cost of 4 or less and KO it. So, like, I mean, I kind of get it because this can be, like, I don't know. So it's a rival for 4 because now you can just easily get Dispo out for 1, there's, 2 energy? And just start the chain, and then you draw 1, and you kind of replace it. But yeah, I just feel like this doesn't help the main archetype at all, which really sucks. So that's all. I don't know. I wish they got more support. And we're so close. All right, Analyza the Soaring Colossus. So this is like another green-yellow multicolor, which is nice, I guess. What is it? Checkland? Because we already got one, right? Or is this the one for this set? I'm so tired. This might be the one for this set, I guess. I thought there was a different one. But alright. So choose one of your green or yellow multicolor cards in your hand and place in your drop area. Active battle. Choose 1 card in your opponent's combo area and place it in their owner's drop. Alright. So if this is on the field, you can kind of just drop cards for cards. Cool. And then Cell Games Arena, which kind of sucks. And that's it. So this took like a little bit longer than I thought. I thought I could whip through these in like 30 minutes, but there are a lot of cards. And thank you if you're right here with me and survive this whole ordeal. Jeez, I am tired. So thank you guys for listening. Hopefully it was worth it. Thank you for making it this far. Let me know what cards you're really excited for. Off the bat, I'm really excited for the new Bergamo stuff. That seems really janky and can be cool and fun. And maybe Universe 11 is finally good. We'll really see about that. So that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.